Silence is a source of great strength. Lao Tzu. In a world overflowing with noise, where people rush to express opinions and react without thinking, the ability to remain silent is often misunderstood. Many associate silence with weakness, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful traits a person can cultivate. Some of the greatest leaders, strategists, and thinkers in history, Marcus Aurelius, Sun Tzu, and modern-day visionaries, knew that those who speak less often hold the most influence. Their words, though fewer, carry weight. Their presence, though quiet, demands attention. They control not only their speech, but also their emotions, thoughts, and reactions, all of which are core principles of Stoicism. Why does this matter? Stoicism teaches that true power comes from self-mastery, and one of the most important aspects of self-mastery, mastering your words. The Stoics believed that unnecessary speech distracts from wisdom. Deliberate and meaningful communication outweighs idle chatter. Silence is a tool for discipline, self-control, and inner peace. But silence is more than just refraining from speaking. It is a strategic tool, a way to observe, analyze, and navigate life with clarity. When used correctly, silence can make people respect you more, enhance your ability to listen and understand others, give you control over your emotions and reactions, help you command attention without effort, strengthen your ability to influence and negotiate. Today, we will explore 10 powerful traits of people who speak less and how you can apply them to your daily life. By the end of this video, you will understand why speaking less is not a sign of weakness, it is a strategic advantage. If you are ready to develop mental clarity, gain more respect, and embody the wisdom of the Stoics, this video is for you. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It is a small action that helps support this content and ensures that you continue receiving valuable insights on Stoicism, personal power, and self-improvement. Also, share this video with someone who could benefit from learning the power of silence. Let's spread this wisdom together. Comment below. Have you ever used silence to your advantage? How has speaking less helped you gain respect or control in your life? I read every comment and would love to hear your experiences. Now, let's begin. Silence is a source of great strength. Lao Tzu. In a world overflowing with noise, where people rush to express opinions and react without thinking, the ability to remain silent is often misunderstood. Many associate silence with weakness, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful traits a person can cultivate. Some of the greatest leaders, strategists, and thinkers in history, Marcus Aurelius, Sun Tzu, and modern-day visionaries, knew that those who speak less often hold the most influence. Their words, though fewer, carry weight. Their presence, though quiet, demands attention. They control not only their speech, but also their emotions, thoughts, and reactions, all of which are core principles of Stoicism. Why does this matter? Stoicism teaches that true power comes from self-mastery, and one of the most important aspects of self-mastery, mastering your words. The Stoics believed that unnecessary speech distracts from wisdom. Deliberate and meaningful communication outweighs idle chatter. Silence is a tool for discipline, self-control, and inner peace. But silence is more than just refraining from speaking. It is a strategic tool, a way to observe, analyze, and navigate life with clarity. When used correctly, silence can make people respect you more, enhance your ability to listen and understand others, give you control over your emotions and reactions, help you command attention without effort, strengthen your ability to influence and negotiate. Today, we will explore 10 powerful traits of people who speak less and how you can apply them to your daily life. By the end of this video, you will understand why speaking less is not a sign of weakness, it is a strategic advantage. If you are ready to develop mental clarity, gain more respect, and embody the wisdom of the Stoics, this video is for you. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It is a small action that helps support this content and ensures that you continue receiving valuable insights on Stoicism, personal power, and self-improvement. Also, share this video with someone who could benefit from learning the power of silence. Let's spread this wisdom together. Comment below. Have you ever used silence to your advantage? How has speaking less helped you gain respect or control in your life? I read every comment and would love to hear your experiences. Now, let's begin. The power of observation. In a world where people rush to express their thoughts, few take the time to truly observe. When you speak less, you hear more. When you are silent, you notice what others miss. Those who understand the power of observation develop a sharp awareness of their surroundings, people's emotions, and unspoken messages. This ability is not just useful. It is a powerful advantage in relationships, business, and personal growth. Why is observation so powerful? When you are not constantly thinking about what to say next, your mind is free to absorb details, recognize patterns, and analyze situations with clarity. Many people miss opportunities, misread situations, or fall into avoidable mistakes simply because they fail to notice what is right in front of them. Speaking less allows you to read body language. People's actions often reveal more than their words. Detect emotions. You become more aware of changes in tone, hesitation, or hidden stress. See patterns. Whether in business, social situations, or negotiations, recognizing trends gives you an advantage. Anticipate outcomes. The more you observe, the better you can predict how people will react. The silent person holds the upper hand in negotiations. Consider a high-stakes negotiation. Two people are sitting across from each other at the table. One is constantly talking, trying to justify their position, filling every silence with words. The other remains calm, listening carefully, watching body language, and waiting for the right moment to speak. Who has the upper hand? More often than not, it is the silent one. They absorb more information by letting the other person talk first. They identify weaknesses in the other party's argument. They use silence strategically to make the other side uncomfortable, prompting them to reveal more than they intended. When they do speak, their words carry more weight because they are well thought out. This is why great negotiators and leaders understand that listening is a superpower. Train yourself to listen twice as much as you speak. One of the best ways to sharpen your observation skills is to practice listening actively. The 2-to-1 rule. Make a habit of listening twice as much as you talk. This forces you to focus on understanding rather than just waiting for your turn to speak. Observe first, respond later. In conversations, take a moment to process what is being said instead of rushing to reply. Watch people's body language. Notice how they sit, their facial expressions, and whether their words match their emotions. Stay present. Avoid distractions and truly engage with the person speaking to you. By speaking less and observing more, you gain insights that others overlook. You develop an awareness that makes you more insightful, more prepared, and ultimately more powerful. Next time you are in a conversation, challenge yourself to listen more than you speak. You will be surprised at what you notice. 3. Silence commands attention. In a world where people constantly fight to be heard, the one who masters silence often holds the most power. A well-timed pause can command more attention than a long-winded argument. In conversations, debates, and public speaking, those who use silence strategically draw people in rather than pushing them away with excess words. Most people assume that to be persuasive or influential, they need to talk more. However, the reality is that the most impactful communicators know how to use silence effectively. Why does silence demand attention? It disrupts expectations. People expect constant talking, so when someone pauses, it creates curiosity. It builds suspense. The brain naturally fills in gaps. A pause makes people eager to hear what comes next. It adds weight to your words. The silence before or after a statement makes it more memorable. It signals confidence. Those who pause before speaking appear more self-assured and in control. The best public speakers use silence as a tool. Think about some of the world's most captivating speakers, leaders, politicians, and storytellers. They are not the ones who talk the fastest or the loudest. They are the ones who know how to use silence to amplify their message. Barack Obama is known for his strategic use of pauses. He does not rush through his speeches. Instead, he delivers a statement, pauses, and lets it sink in. This keeps his audience engaged and gives his words greater impact. Steve Jobs was a master at making people hang on his every word. When introducing a new product, he would use silence to create anticipation and excitement. Actors and performers often use pauses to create dramatic effect, making the audience feel the emotions behind their words. In every case, silence does not weaken the message, it strengthens it. How to apply this in daily life? You do not have to be on a stage to use this principle. You can apply strategic silence in your everyday conversations, meetings, and presentations. In conversations, if you pause before responding, people will pay closer attention to your words. In arguments, instead of reacting instantly, take a moment of silence. It can make the other person rethink their stance. In storytelling, if you pause before delivering an important detail, it builds suspense and keeps people engaged. In public speaking, before making a key statement, pause for a few seconds to command full attention. Use deliberate pauses to strengthen your words. If you want your words to be more impactful, start using intentional silence. Before making a key point, pause for a second. When someone asks you a question, pause before answering. If you are making an important decision, pause and think before speaking. These small shifts make a huge difference in how people perceive you. Silence creates presence, power, and influence. Next time you speak, try adding intentional pauses. You will notice that people start listening more closely to what you have to say. Fourth, strategic silence in conflict. When emotions run high, most people feel an instinctive need to defend themselves, prove a point, or fight back with words. However, in moments of conflict, silence can be a far more effective response than immediate reaction. Speaking less during arguments prevents escalation, emotional outbursts, and impulsive mistakes. The Stoics mastered this approach. They believed that reacting emotionally in the heat of the moment was a sign of weakness, not strength. Instead of responding impulsively, they practiced self-control, carefully choosing when and how to speak. Why does silence work in conflict? It prevents unnecessary damage. Harsh words spoken in anger can hurt relationships permanently. It keeps you in control. When you do not react immediately, you maintain power over the situation rather than letting emotions dictate your response. It forces the other person to reflect. Silence creates space for the other person to reconsider their words and emotions. It de-escalates tension. If one person remains calm, it is much harder for the argument to intensify. The Stoics and the art of controlled response. The Stoics believed that control over one's reactions was essential to a virtuous life. They taught that the most rational and powerful individuals were those who could remain calm in difficult situations. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, faced constant opposition and criticism, yet he rarely responded with anger. He understood that reacting emotionally only gave power to others. Instead, he chose when to respond and when silence was the wiser choice. Epictetus taught that we should focus only on what we can control. In an argument, our reactions are within our control, while others' words and emotions are not. Seneca advised that when faced with provocation, the best response is often no response at all. These Stoic thinkers recognized that silence is not submission, it is strategy. How to apply strategic silence in conflict. It is easy to say that we should stay calm in an argument, but how do we actually practice this in real life? Pause before reacting. The moment you feel anger rising, take a breath. Let a few seconds pass before saying anything. Ask yourself, is this worth engaging in? Not every argument deserves your energy. Choose your battles wisely. Let silence be your shield. If someone is trying to provoke you, respond with calm silence. It often frustrates the aggressor and gives you control. Use silence to gather your thoughts. Before speaking, take a moment to organize your response. This ensures you communicate calmly and effectively. Resist the urge to react immediately. The next time you find yourself in a heated discussion, pause. Do not react instantly. Breathe. Focus on controlling your emotions rather than the argument itself. Decide whether a response is necessary. If it is, choose your words carefully. If it is not, let silence speak for you. Silence does not mean weakness. It means you are in control, choosing wisdom over impulse. By practicing strategic silence in conflict, you will gain respect, stay composed, and avoid unnecessary emotional battles. 5. The inner clarity that comes with speaking less. In a world filled with constant chatter, social media notifications, endless conversations, and the pressure to always have an opinion, our minds are often overloaded with noise. The more we talk, the more cluttered our minds become. But when we choose silence, we create space for clarity, self-awareness, and deeper understanding. Speaking less is not just about how others perceive you, it is also about how you perceive yourself. When you minimize unnecessary words, you free your mind from distractions and allow genuine insights to emerge. Why does silence lead to mental clarity? It reduces mental clutter. Every word we speak requires processing and decision-making. When we reduce unnecessary speech, our thoughts become more focused and intentional. It encourages self-reflection. By staying silent, we allow ourselves to analyze our thoughts and emotions more clearly. It strengthens decision-making. When your mind is not distracted by constant talking, you can weigh choices more rationally. It improves emotional control. Silence helps you process emotions internally rather than reacting impulsively. Speaking less allows you to think more deeply, make wiser decisions, and develop a stronger sense of self. Marcus Aurelius used silence for mental clarity. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, understood the power of silence and reflection. Despite leading an empire, he practiced daily journaling in solitude, a ritual that allowed him to clear his mind, evaluate his actions, and stay true to his principles. His personal writings, later published as meditations, were never intended for public reading. They were simply his way of organizing his thoughts in silence. This practice gave him the mental clarity to govern wisely, remain calm in chaos, and avoid being overwhelmed by external pressures. If a man who ruled millions of people could find time for silent reflection, we can too. How to cultivate inner clarity through silence. Developing inner clarity requires intentional effort. Here are simple ways to bring more silence into your daily life. Start a daily reflection habit. Set aside a few minutes each day to sit in silence and review your thoughts. Write down your thoughts. Journaling, like Marcus Aurelius did, helps clear mental clutter and bring structure to your thinking. Practice mindful silence. Instead of filling every moment with conversations or distractions, take time to just be present. Limit unnecessary speech. Before speaking, ask yourself, is this necessary? Is this helpful? If not, let silence do the work. Dedicate time each day to silent reflection. To truly benefit from the clarity that comes with speaking less, make a commitment to intentional silence every day. Find 5 minutes in the morning or evening to sit in silence and reflect. Turn off distractions. No phone, no background noise, just your thoughts. Write down one key lesson or realization from your reflection. This simple habit will sharpen your mind, improve self-awareness, and strengthen your inner peace. The less noise you create externally, the more clarity you gain internally. 6. Mastering the art of deep listening. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, few people take the time to truly listen. Speaking less is not just about withholding words. It is about creating space to understand others better. When you listen deeply, you gain insights, build stronger relationships, and demonstrate emotional intelligence. The ability to listen is one of the most underrated skills in communication. Most people listen just enough to respond, rather than listening to truly understand. But when you shift your focus to active listening, you will notice a profound change in how people engage with you. Why does deep listening matter? It strengthens relationships. People feel respected and valued when they are truly heard. It increases wisdom. The Stoics believed that listening more than speaking led to deeper knowledge and understanding. It improves decision-making. The more information you absorb, the better you can analyze situations. It reduces misunderstandings. Many conflicts arise from misinterpretation, which deep listening helps prevent. By mastering deep listening, you become more thoughtful, more influential, and more respected. The Stoics valued listening over speaking. The ancient Stoic philosophers recognized that wisdom came not from talking the most, but from listening the best. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, taught that we should listen carefully before speaking. He believed that understanding comes before expression. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the greatest Stoic teachers, advised, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Marcus Aurelius, as a leader, emphasized reflection over reaction. His ability to listen, absorb, and process before responding made him one of the most respected emperors in history. These thinkers understood that true wisdom is gained by observing, absorbing, and analyzing, rather than rushing to speak. How to become a deep listener. Many people believe they are good listeners, but in reality, they are simply waiting for their turn to speak. Deep listening requires full engagement. Here are practical ways to develop this skill. Give your full attention. When someone is speaking, focus entirely on them. Put away distractions, make eye contact, and show genuine interest. Do not plan your response while they are talking. Many people formulate what they are going to say next instead of truly absorbing what is being said. Resist this habit. pause before responding. This ensures that you fully process the information before speaking. Ask thoughtful questions. Instead of giving your own opinion immediately, ask clarifying questions to show that you are engaged and seeking deeper understanding. Practice reflective listening. Repeat back or summarize key points to confirm you understand what the person is communicating. Focus fully on the speaker. The next time you are in a conversation, challenge yourself to listen with full attention. Resist the urge to interrupt or formulate your response. Observe the speaker's tone, expressions, and emotions. After they finish, pause for a moment before responding thoughtfully. When you listen deeply, people trust you more, respect your insight, and value your presence. Listening is not passive. It is one of the most powerful forms of communication. 7. People who speak less are more respected. In a world where everyone is trying to be heard, the ability to speak less and say more is a rare and powerful trait. Words lose their impact when they are overused. But when a person speaks only when necessary, their words carry weight, demand attention, and earn respect. Have you ever noticed that in a meeting, conversation, or debate, the person who speaks the least often commands the most respect? It is because when they do speak, people listen. They are not filling the air with unnecessary words. They are choosing their moments deliberately and strategically. Why do people who speak less gain more respect? Their words have greater value. When someone rarely speaks but chooses their words carefully, people take them more seriously. They appear more composed and confident. A person who does not feel the need to constantly talk exudes self-assurance. They do not waste energy on meaningless conversation. Instead of talking just to talk, they focus on what matters. They avoid saying things they might regret. Those who talk too much often speak impulsively, leading to mistakes or misunderstandings. They create an aura of mystery. People become more curious about what they think, leading to greater influence. Successful CEOs and military leaders speak with purpose. Some of the most respected leaders in history, whether in business, politics, or the military, are known for their ability to speak with impact, not volume. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. He is known for his quiet, measured way of speaking. When he speaks, his words carry significance and people listen. Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, despite being outspoken on certain topics, Musk chooses his words carefully in major business decisions. His brevity in communication makes headlines. General Dwight D. Eisenhower. As a military leader and later a US president, Eisenhower was famous for his ability to speak with precision and authority. He did not waste words. When he spoke, it was intentional. The Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, they believed in the principle of saying only what is necessary. Aurelius himself advised, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." In all these cases, speaking less is not about being silent all the time. It is about choosing when and how to speak to maximize impact. How to apply this in your life? To earn respect through your words, you must develop the habit of speaking only when necessary. Before speaking, ask yourself, am I adding value to this conversation? If not, stay silent. Avoid unnecessary small talk. It is fine to engage socially, but avoid talking just to fill silence. Make your words meaningful. Instead of saying many things, say one important thing well. Observe and listen more. The less you talk, the more you will notice about others, giving you an advantage in conversations. Speak only when you can add value. Try this simple exercise. In your next meeting or conversation, observe how much you usually speak. Before you say something, pause and ask yourself, is this necessary? Will this add value? If the answer is no, stay silent. If yes, speak with confidence and clarity. People who speak less are often the ones who are heard the most. By mastering this skill, you will increase your respect, influence, and presence in any setting. 8. The connection between silence and emotional control. The ability to control one's emotions is one of the greatest strengths a person can possess. Reacting impulsively to situations often leads to regret, misunderstandings, and loss of respect. The Stoics understood this well and believed that mastering emotions begins with mastering one's words. Silence is not just a way to communicate, it is a tool for self-mastery. When emotions run high, the best response is often no response at all. By choosing silence over an emotional reaction, you maintain control over yourself and the situation. Why is silence a powerful tool for emotional control? It prevents regrettable words. Words spoken in anger or frustration often do more harm than good. It keeps you in control. If someone provokes you and you remain silent, you show strength, not weakness. It allows time for rational thinking. A silent pause gives you space to process emotions before reacting. It diffuses conflict. When you do not engage emotionally, the other person often loses their power over you. The Stoics believed that our emotions should not dictate our words. Instead, we should choose our responses with logic, reason, and wisdom. Example, Epictetus and the discipline of response. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, taught that we should never allow our emotions to control our speech. He believed that external events do not disturb us. Our reactions to them do. He advised that when faced with an insult, the wise person remains calm and unshaken. Instead of arguing or retaliating, the Stoic pauses, observes, and responds only if necessary. This principle is just as relevant today. Whether dealing with criticism, conflict, or a heated conversation, the person who controls their reaction holds the most power. How to use silence to control your emotions. In moments of anger, frustration, or disagreement, practice these steps. Pause before responding. The first few seconds after an emotional trigger are crucial. Instead of reacting, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this response necessary or just emotional? If your response is fueled by anger or ego, it is often best to remain silent. Observe the situation calmly. When you do not react immediately, you gain clarity and perspective. Choose your words with intention. If you do need to respond, do so with logic, not emotion. Practical step. Use the power of the pause. The next time someone criticizes you, provokes you, or challenges you emotionally, do not respond immediately. Instead, take a moment of silence. Ask yourself, is my response necessary or is it just emotional? If it is unnecessary, stay silent. If it is necessary, respond with clarity and calmness. By practicing silence as a tool for emotional control, you will develop patience, composure, and an unshakable mindset, qualities that set apart the truly powerful individuals from the reactive ones. Emotional mastery begins with mastering the art of silence. 9. Silence as a weapon in negotiation. In any negotiation, words are powerful, but silence can be even more effective. A well-placed pause or moment of silence can shift power dynamics, create discomfort, and lead the other person to reveal more than they intended. Many people fear silence in conversation, especially in high-stakes discussions. They feel the need to fill the void with words, often revealing too much or weakening their position. But the best negotiators understand that silence is a tool. one that can be used to pressure opponents, encourage mistakes, and gain the upper hand. Why does silence work in negotiation? It creates psychological pressure. Most people are uncomfortable with silence. When faced with it, they often rush to speak and reveal information unnecessarily. It makes the other person second-guess themselves. A pause after someone makes an offer or statement can make them wonder if they made a mistake, leading them to adjust their position. It allows you to gather more information. When you stay silent, the other person may continue speaking, providing insights they did not intend to share. It signals confidence and control. The one who speaks less appears more in control of the negotiation. The best negotiators use silence to their advantage. Some of the world's most skilled negotiators, including business leaders, lawyers, and diplomats, use strategic silence to influence deals and decisions. FBI hostage negotiators often use silence to force criminals into revealing critical information. By staying silent after a statement, they encourage the other party to keep talking, often slipping up. Sales professionals and deal makers know that when they present an offer and remain silent, the other party often feels pressured to respond, sometimes conceding before necessary. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in history, is known for his ability to listen without rushing to respond, making the other side feel the need to justify their position even further. How to use silence to your advantage in negotiation. If you want to shift the balance of power in negotiations, whether it is a salary discussion, business deal, or even a personal disagreement, use intentional silence. Make your statement, then stop talking. After you present your offer or position, do not fill the silence. Let the other person react first. Resist the urge to break the silence. Even if the pause feels uncomfortable, hold your ground. Let the other party make the next move. Watch their reactions. Use silence to observe their body language and listen for subtle changes in their tone. Pause before answering. When asked a question or given an offer, take a deliberate pause before responding. This forces the other party to wait and can make them feel uncertain. Use silence to de-escalate tension. If a negotiation becomes heated, a well-placed pause can calm emotions and bring the conversation back to a logical level. Use intentional pauses to shift power. The next time you're in a negotiation, make a strong statement or counteroffer, then remain silent. Do not rush to fill the gap. Let the other person process and speak first. Observe their reaction. Their discomfort can reveal their position and weaknesses. Most people feel pressure to talk when faced with silence. Use that to your advantage. A well-placed pause can be the most powerful thing you say in any negotiation. 10. The ultimate Stoic practice, speaking only with purpose. The Stoics believed that words should be used with intention. To them, speaking less was not just about silence, it was about making every word count. They understood that unnecessary speech weakens focus, wastes time, and often leads to misunderstandings. In today's world, where constant talking is the norm, the ability to speak only when necessary is a sign of wisdom and self-mastery. The question is not just, should I say this? But rather, does this add value? Why is purposeful speech so powerful? It ensures that your words carry weight. When you speak with intention, people listen. It reduces regret. The less you say impulsively, the fewer mistakes you make. It sharpens your thinking. If you discipline yourself to speak only when necessary, your thoughts become more structured and clear. It saves energy and focus. Wasting time on idle talk distracts you from what truly matters. Example, Seneca warned against idle chatter. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, strongly warned against talking too much without purpose. He believed that excessive speech leads to loss of focus. The more we talk about trivial matters, the more we lose sight of important ones. Diminished wisdom. Speaking without thought distracts us from gaining real knowledge. Wasted time. Every unnecessary conversation takes away from personal growth and meaningful action. In one of his letters, Seneca advised, "Let words be few and well considered. Avoid useless talk, for it distracts the mind from wisdom." This principle applies even more in today's world, where people speak or post without thinking. How to speak only with purpose. If you want to adopt the Stoic discipline of meaningful speech, practice these habits. Think before speaking. Before saying anything, pause and ask yourself, is this necessary? Does this add value? Is this the right moment to speak? Limit meaningless small talk. Social interactions are important, but do not feel the need to fill every silence with words. Choose your words wisely. Use precise language instead of long explanations. Let actions speak louder than words. Instead of talking about what you will do, focus on doing it. Listen more, speak less. You learn more by observing and absorbing than by dominating conversations. Actionable insight. Ask yourself, does this add value? Before speaking, practice this mental habit. If your words add value, say them with confidence. If they do not, embrace silence. This simple shift will increase your respect, clarity, and self-control, qualities that define a true Stoic. A wise person speaks because they have something to say. A foolish person speaks because they feel they must. Master the art of speaking with purpose, and you will become someone who commands respect, wisdom, and influence. Final thoughts. The power of speaking less. Through these 10 traits, we have uncovered why silence is not emptiness, it is strength. Speaking less is a powerful discipline that leads to greater respect, sharper thinking, more influence in conversations, stronger emotional control, a deeper connection to wisdom and self-mastery. If you want to develop a Stoic mindset, start by mastering your words. Do not speak just to speak. Speak with intention, wisdom, and purpose. Would you like me to write a conclusion that ties everything together with a strong final message? Conclusion: the power of stillness. Throughout this journey, we have explored the 10 powerful traits of those who speak less. What we have uncovered is that silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. Speaking less leads to clarity. When we reduce unnecessary speech, we free our minds from distraction and gain deeper insights into ourselves and the world around us. Influence. Those who speak with intention command more respect and attention. When words are rare but meaningful, people listen. Self-control. By mastering silence, we master our emotions. We avoid impulsive reactions, navigate conflicts wisely, and maintain inner peace. In a world full of noise, choosing silence is an act of strength. The greatest leaders, thinkers, and Stoic philosophers all knew this. They spoke with purpose, observed more than they spoke, and remained unshaken in the face of chaos. How to apply this starting today? If you want to cultivate the power of silence, begin with small, daily actions. Pause before speaking. Ask yourself if your words are necessary and add value. Listen more than you talk. Absorb, analyze, and observe before responding. Embrace the power of silence in conflicts. Do not react emotionally. Let stillness be your strength. Practice moments of complete silence. Spend time reflecting, thinking, and journaling like Marcus Aurelius did. Use words with purpose. When you do speak, let your words carry meaning and influence. These small changes will transform the way you interact with others, handle challenges, and develop a stronger, more stoic mindset. Join the Stoic journey. If you found value in these Stoic principles and want to continue developing wisdom, resilience, and self-mastery, take action now. Like this video if you believe in the power of speaking less and listening more. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode on Stoicism and self-improvement. Share this video with friends who would benefit from learning the power of silence. Comment below. What is one situation where silence has given you strength? How has speaking less helped you gain clarity, respect, or control? I read every comment, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Remember, true power is not in how much you say, but in how well you listen, observe, and respond. Thank you for being part of this journey. Stay strong, stay stoic, and I will see you in the next video.